I was born to parents who were struggling with heroin addiction. At the age of 2, I was placed into the foster care system. And at the age of 10, I started experiencing homelessness for the first time. I was a parent of my son, and with the struggles of life, I ended up in the family shelter system. In 2020, there was so much fear and anxiety that came during the pandemic. And so I started advocating for people to follow the protocols. But because of my close interactions, I ended up contracting COVID. By the 3rd day, I almost died. After overcoming that, I decided that I wasn't gonna waste another moment, and I was gonna go back and start to make real impactful change.
The city had moved hundreds and hundreds of people out of congregate shelter to protect their health and safety into empty hotels across the city, and one of them happened to be in my district.
Complaints were made in the neighborhood, and because of those complaints, it was decided that we would be transferred to another hotel. The mayor was saying he's gonna move us like that. He didn't take into consideration the negative effects, the traumatic effects that it would have on us because we were being moved from place to place because people were complaining. So the real reason why I pushed for the lawsuit was because I wanted to challenge that.
This case was important, critically important, to ensuring that persons who are homeless should have a say in where they live. It also shows just how much Shams had at risk. Shams was really a target here. And that's what made what he did so heroic, was that he, in the face of those risks, persisted in fighting for his rights and for the rights of his fellow residents.
Because there was this controversy associated with these shelters moving into our neighborhood. And our first event was that we, chalked these supportive messages outside of the Lucerne. I got this email from Shams that said, I really appreciate everything you all are doing, but we need more here at this shelter. We need services, we need other things. He's acting as a directly impacted advocate, but he also has this power in how he communicates and how he builds relationships with people.
He has a truth that is so palpable. Project Renewal partnered with several Jewish congregations on the Upper West Side to do a full day of study and learning on homelessness in the New York area. Having Shams in the room makes it tangible. His life was on the line.
I knew what the solution was, which was to give people services on site. And once they did that, you started to see a change automatically.
With regard to the homeless shelter that has been proposed in the Riverdale community, there are a lot of people who their resistance to it and their rejection of this homeless shelter is rooted in fear. And so he is meeting people in their fear and also engaging them in meaningful conversation, which is frankly very inspiring to myself and to my team. That is how transformation happens.
I knew going in, at some point we would have to engage the political process. So what was on my side was the pandemic, which put the spotlight on us, and also the elections. And that gave me the opportunity to take the advocacy to another level. We put together the first of its kind mayoral candidates forum, where we had all of the major mayoral candidates come and speak to directly impacted people. And for me, the real purpose of that was to bring us all so that we have a seat at the table. I'm really trying to show that this guy who slept on the trains, this guy who slept in the park, on a park bench, can actually loan his voice to the discussion and help to push change in a positive and proactive way. And so many others can do the same thing.
What the homeless hero, my brother Shams DaBaron, is most concerned about is ensuring that we get out of this homeless shelter temporary system and move to a state and a city where permanent supportive housing is the way to go across the board.
My hope for the future is to go from being the homeless hero to the housing hero. I believe that you have to go big or go home.
What you see is a picture of a man who is willing to risk everything to make a difference for others. That, to me, is the hallmark of what an advocate is.
You deserve to be hailed for the person who speaks truth to power always.
Thank you again to the New York Housing Conference for picking the right person for Advocate of the Year, my good friend, Shams DaBaron, the homeless hero.